All right, Robbie, you got a star athlete getting a speeding ticket. What's up?
Truth,
All
lies,
right.
shenanigans.
I have some travel advice for anyone planning to visit Finland. If you drive, don't speed. Speeding in Finland can cost a fortune because, well, the speeding ticket just isn't based on the severity of the offense. The country operates by using a day fine system that is calculated on the basis of the offender's daily disposable income.
Oh,
So the value is generally, half of their daily salary. But yeah, so this was in May of 2019. Rasmus Ristolainen was fined just north of 120,000 euros. He was traveling 81 kilometers in an hour in a 40-kilometer zone. So he was doing just over 50 miles an hour in a posted 25. So for his actions, he was sentenced to 40-day fines. And at the time, he was a 24-year-old up and coming NHLer, and he was on the third year of a 6-year, $32.4 million contract. So it's believed that this is the most expensive speeding ticket ever handed out in Finland. So
maybe
I
in
am
history.
very curious, right? I mean, this is a big one, but he's not the only one.
Really?
Um, and just for additional context with the day fines, so Finnish fines consist of this applies to all fines. So this isn't just traffic law. So it consists of a minimum of 1 day fine up to a maximum of 120-day fine. So, like I said earlier, for context, a day fine is equal to about one half of your daily disposable income. So if severe crimes are pushed together, you can get up to 240-day fines. This is just crazy. The minimum is €6. Now, we have a very North American way of thinking about the fines and the systems. And my question to you is this fair?
Hmm. What do you think, Dr. J?
I mean, fair in that it is equally applied amongst everybody. So you can't complain about the way the fine is calculated because it's calculated across the board for
Mhm.
everyone. It's just a really astronomical amount of a speeding ticket um,
Yeah.
that is there. It's like, but it's like, hey, you think you're above the law because you're the big time NFL player? Well, guess what? You're gonna pay the big time money. So,
I
um,
bet you ain't gonna speed again in Finland.
Yeah.
would not even
Right?
drive again. Would not drive. Have a driver. Don't play.
Right.
Um, and pay the driver €2 a day. Um, but
Yeah,
um,
right. I mean, you'd be cheaper.
yeah, I just as it's kind of weird. I mean, because again, having the Americanized view about how we find things and stuff. So it's like, oh my gosh, how could you, you know, why are you causing this person to pay this a great amount of money? But
Extreme. Yeah.
uh, but everybody, I mean, you know the rules. You live there. This is your home. You knew the rules.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm with you. So, like for me, it's like, and I'm totally with you on that one. So, Brittany Griner, I know this is an old topic, but but it brought up Brittany Griner for me. The way I see it, you go to a foreign land, follow the rules. You know, I can see if you're visiting a country maybe for the first time or something, or you don't real like for example, if I didn't realize jaywalking is a crime, and they give me 20 years for jaywalking, I mean, and yeah, okay, that's kind of old, but somebody told Brittany that CBD was illegal. It doesn't matter that my laws at home allow me to have it, whatever. You know, you know, but this dude, he was from Finland.
This was in his hometown.
You,
The
Yeah,
speeding infraction was in his hometown. I mean,
it,
think about it, man. Like 50 miles an hour in a residential area. That's
it's
you know,
you know
fast.
it's
that's fast, man.
it's simple for
That's
me.
dangerous.
You break the
That's
laws,
dangerous.
you pay the price. It's simple. You know. And if it were me, I would hope for leniency. Like if it happened to me, let's say I went to Finland and I was speeding, I would hope for leniency, right? Because I'm my first time. In most cases, I probably would, but someone knowingly breaking the laws, you know, even if it's a simple mistake like Brittany Griner, just happened to leave the CBD thing in her bag, whatever. You know, now Brittany Griner is slightly different because she is being used as a pawn or whatever. But
Yeah.
you know, and I do hope that we can get her out because I think the sentence was a bit much. I do hope the
Yeah.
best for her, but I want to say that much. But you know, definitely she shouldn't have broken the law. Go ahead, Johnny. Johnny, what are your thoughts?
I feel I feel it's too extreme, guys. What are you talking about? Like, I know that it's based on your own income, so technically if it happened to me, it would be based on how much I made. One, that's this is coming from like from our point of view though,
So
like an
yours
Americanized
would have been like $1 million or something, right? You're fine. You
clearly.
rich, rich.
So I would have been so I would have been out of luck. No, I just think, but I do think that Finland, I can't say for all Finnish people, but I think Finland has maybe a better relationship with their government or their system. So I feel like they would respect something like this, and that's probably why they're able to implement like not this one size fits all kind of taxing system. They're able to do this. But coming from our standpoint, I don't see how that could work. I think that there's too many rich people here that feel like, well, they don't even want to pay their own taxes. Why would they want to? Like, it's too much. So I feel like it wouldn't work here. But and I think it's a little extreme.
Yeah, it wouldn't happen. I mean,
I
but
might
Robbie,
visit Finland.
So I think it's a very interesting way of approaching fines because the system that we currently have in North America disadvantages the poor. Because why should the same infraction break one person and barely inconvenience the next? So, because when we become drivers, there's a societal contract that we are going to obey the traffic laws. When we violate that, it really should be the penalty is the same and it's applied fairly across the entire board. Because if you're barely scraping by, $300 means you're not eating much that week, if at all. And some of your bills aren't going to get paid. If you're pulling six figures, or if you're if you're driving a $300,000 car, I'm sorry, $300 is an inconvenience. There's zero equity in that.
so you'll keep
There's
speeding.
equity in so this person is going to keep speeding regardless because there's no consequence to that. When you make it proportionate to what somebody's income is, now you're applying same punishment for the same infraction. And that's where the fairness lies, Johnny. I know that Lizzie shared some information with us because as she has shared several times, she lived in Finland for a little bit. But Finland has one of the lowest speeding and road traffic fatality percentages in Europe. Sweden is the lowest, followed by the UK. One of her neighbors was once fined $25,000 for a speeding ticket.
Wow.
And you're
See?
right, Johnny, in that rich people don't want to pay their taxes, right? And you have so many societal problems because there's no funding for it. In Finland, they pay higher taxes, but they have a higher standard of living. They have free education, free health care, your pension and your retirement is taken care of. So you have a better quality of
Okay.
life overall. There's a benefit to paying taxes. And unfortunately, that that mindset is really bad. It's toxic in the US, where it's what's mine is mine. Don't want the government in my pocket. Yeah, but guess what? It's yours, but only because the government has, leased you concessions, has leased you land. They can come take the stuff away from you at any time. But you're only successful because of where you are. And why wouldn't you want to prop up your entire society as a whole?
Yeah.
People aren't
I
good
don't know.
people.
That's the socialist in me. So,
Well,
mm,
yeah. And I'm not against socialism at all. Um, yeah, I think I'm not against it at all. Actually,
yeah.
I know our country, the U.S., is very anti-socialist. Um, but when you realize what socialism really is,
Mhm.
it's not Cold War or Russia type stuff, which is nonsense. But of course, the GOP has a small group of, well, a large group of people that are not really educated enough to understand the difference.
Yep.
All right, couple of comments online. Sherry Blaine Savory. Sounds fair. He should know the rules and drive properly. If you want to speed, it will cost you, and dude, needs to pay up.
Yep.
Jacqueline says, Rob makes an excellent point about how our system grossly penalizes poor people who can't pay even the most minimum of fines. I was there. I remember when I got some tickets. I'm like, oh my god. I
Well, I'm
I
walking
had
to work because I can't put gas in the car.
shoot. I just had to have some pending tickets. That's the way it was
Yeah.
back in the day. Shoot, I remember them days. Now my wife makes sure I
Yeah.
pay them all. All right, is this truth, lies, or
Truth,
shenanigans?
lies, shenanigans.
Well, it's true.
It's
I'll be brought
weird
some
truth.
truth.
It's true.
Situation.
I'll be drawing some truth
And
today.
I agree with
Truth.
it.
Yep.
It's a
I
weird
think it's
truth.
extreme, but hey, it works for Finland.
All right, bro.
I don't think it's extreme. I think it's just new to me. Like it's just me in my
It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, but
bubble.
it's not a lot
A
to him.
lot.